There are around 2000 mutual fund schemes available for investment in India, and picking the best fund for ourselves seems to be a very difficult task. Are you also feeling the same? Before you drop your idea of investing into mutual funds, let me tell you that it is not that difficult. Once you will learn the few most important metrics and ratios that you should check, you will be able to pick the best fund for yourself. The first step is to narrow down the options. Decide on the type of fund that you want to invest in, equity, hybrid or debt. Then choose the market cap category if it's equity, like large cap, small cap or mid cap. After finalizing these, the next step is to find out the best fund within that category. Now comparing just the returns and choosing the fund with the highest return might not be a smart strategy. So how do we find out the best fund for ourselves? Let's see in today's video. Hi, this is Manisha. Welcome back to the channel. Today we will look at some key metrics that helps you to find out the best mutual fund for your portfolio. And in the end, we will discuss that one most important return measure that we usually ignore. I will show you the formulas for all the metrics and ratios, but you don't need to remember any. Just try to understand their use. So let's discuss them one by one. First is returns. Don't look at the short-term returns like a few months or 1 year. Check if the fund has given consistent return over at least 3 or 5 years and compare the return with the category average and its benchmark. Now return is just one factor. Another important factor is risk. And to find out the riskiness of the fund, we will move to our next metric, that is standard deviation. Standard deviation tells you how much a fund's return fluctuate from its average. If the standard deviation is high, that means fund's return fluctuate from its average a lot and the fund is very risky and volatile. So standard deviation is lower the better. See these two funds over 3 years. Fund A has generated returns of 18%, 6% and 12%. And Fund B has generated returns of 12%, 14% and 11%. Fund B has generated more consistent returns over time and therefore will have lower standard deviation. So choose a fund with lower standard deviation and better returns. Now we will discuss a ratio that helps you to evaluate the risk-adjusted return of the fund and find out the one with lower risk and better returns. It is Sharpe ratio. Sharpe ratio tells you how much return you are getting for each unit of risk you are taking. Let's say there are two funds, both are giving returns of 15%, but one with higher risk and the another one with lower risk. You will definitely choose the one with low risk as the return is same. So a fund might be giving higher return, but if it has high standard deviation, then its Sharpe ratio will be low. That means its risk-adjusted return is low. So a fund with higher Sharpe ratio is better. Fourth is Sortino ratio. It is similar to Sharpe ratio. The only difference is that Sharpe ratio considers the total volatility in the denominator. That means both upside and downside volatility of the returns. But Sortino ratio considers only the downside risk. Because as investors, we don't mind the upside volatility. We are happy when our fund jumps by 15% instead of 10%. But we don't want it to drop to 2%. So Sortino ratio will consider only the downside volatility of the fund. And it's higher the better. Next is beta. Beta measures the volatility of the fund relative to its benchmark index. See, Sensex and Nifty represents the market and by definition their beta is equals to 1. So if a fund has beta more than 1, then it is considered to be more risky as compared to the market or benchmark. And if its beta is less than 1, it is less risky. If the market goes up 10% and your fund has a beta of 1.2, it might go up 12%. In the same way, if the market falls by 10%, your fund will fall by 12%. So in simple words, high beta means higher risk and higher potential returns, and lower beta means more stability and lesser risk. Sixth is maximum drawdown. When it comes to money, we want to know the worst case scenario. That means how much our investment could have fallen in the worst market phase. Maximum drawdown tells you the same. ये बताता है कि एक फंड अपनी पीक से कितना परसेंट गिरा है, 25% गिरा है या 50% गिरा है, and obviously it's lower the better. Next is downside and upside capture ratios. Capture ratio tells you how much a mutual fund is capturing the market ups and downs. So upside capture ratio tells you how well a fund performs when the market is rising. So if the upside capture ratio is 120% and the market goes up by 10%, then your fund might go up by 12%. So upside capture ratio is higher the better. Similarly, downside capture ratio shows how much your fund falls when the market goes down. So if downside capture ratio is 70% and the market falls by 10%, your fund will drop by only 7%. So obviously downside capture ratio is lower the better. Eighth is alpha. Alpha tells you how much a mutual fund has outperformed or underperformed its benchmark. See, every mutual fund is compared against a standard benchmark. For example, a large cap fund might be benchmarked against the Nifty 100. So if Nifty 100 gave a return of 10% and your fund gave a return of 12%, that extra 2% is called the alpha. If alpha is positive, that means fund manager did a great job and beat the market. So alpha is higher the better. Now we will discuss one of the most important return factor, that is rolling return. It tells you how consistent a mutual fund is in generating good returns, as it calculates the fund's return over different time periods like 1 year, 3 year or 5 year, repeatedly across a longer time frame like 10 years or 20 years. For example, a 3-year rolling return in the past 10 years shows you that in the last 10 years, on an average, the fund has given 12% return for a 3-year investment horizon. At last, don't forget to check the expense ratio and exit load of the fund, as it reduces your overall returns. Expense ratio is the annual fee that the fund charges to manage your money, and exit load is the fee that you pay when you withdraw your money from a fund before a specific period, say 1 year. So if a fund has 1% exit load and you redeem rupees 1 lakh before 1 year, then 1000 will be the fee and you will get only rupees 99,000. So these expenses are lower the better. You may check these ratios on different websites like Morningstar, Rupee West or wherever you want. Compare the ratios for different funds within a category and choose the best fund for yourself. Now that was all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye bye.